When my husband came home last night, he asked me if I had a good, like how my day was. And obviously I just said, good, you know? And his response to that was, I could tell by your face that that's not true. And my response to that was, what do you want me to say? Like, what do you want me to say? That I'm living my dream? Like, what do you want me? You want, like, it's like, it makes you wonder as a mother, do you want me to lie to you? Because I tried that and you didn't accept it. Do you want me to force myself to believe that this is what I want for myself forever? It's me, the bitch. Alright, I know some of y'all are watching this at work, so I need to keep it PG, elemental P. You feel me? I just want to talk about something stay-at-home moms understand more than anybody on this planet, so I want to talk to you guys about it. Based off of... Ça va, comment? Ça va. Based off of the experience... Based off of experience is something that like you can relate to. It's when your husband comes home from work and asks you how was your day. When you have that question in your head, do I choose peace because he also had a bad day or whatever his day, however it went? Do I choose peace or do I choose violence? And I say how I actually felt about my day. But again, who does that help? But again, you should feel comfortable sharing those things with your husband. And I keep trying to remind myself that, you know, and I want to remind you as well that this is like such a short part of our lives. It's short. The damage is huge. Don't get it twisted. But it's a short part of our lives where you have to... Come out. Arrête, mama. Oh. He put a basket on his head. Okay. I'm just trying my best to stay sane. So I need company, right? I have no intentions on vlogging today at all. And I spent all of yesterday editing and obviously taking care of Kamal. So I had double stimulation. I think stay-at-home moms and housemakers or whatever, they feel it, but they don't know what they feel. And I'm gonna tell you what you feel because I saw it with my own eyes. As I was editing my vlogs, I edited 7 hours of footage yesterday. So I watched 7 hours of what goes on in my house. And the impression I had on those days after the day was completed or as I was exporting the footage was, okay, this was a good day, you know? Then I would take that footage, I would edit it, and then I would realize how, ooh, it really wasn't a good day. I was exhausted. I mean, I accomplished things. I washed his hair, gave him a bath, fed him, cleaned the house multiple times, you know. I did all those things, but me as a person filming and speaking and sharing my experiences, it really wasn't a good day for me. It was actually a really bad day for me. So then I'll watch the next vlog and I'll be like, yo, this day I remember was better. Because I remember we did this, we baked, we cooked. I remember all that. And then it's like you watch the entire footage and you accomplish so much throughout the day. But you as a person, you like are going through the same things. You're tired, overstimulated, you are being screamed at, yelled at. And there's so many moments in the footage where you see yourself completely disassociating to the point that you don't even recognize the person you're looking at on screen. Then you tell yourself, no. I remember the day after, I did my makeup, I was smiling. That day was better. And it's the same thing again. You feel like you've accomplished so much in a day that you look, and when I look at the footage, because I know not everybody can look at the footage, but when I look at the footage, it's like, that was depressing. Like, what? You know? Whew. And I feel like yesterday, I spent the entire day not vlogging, so I wasn't able to speak like this. When you're a mom at home, speaking is very important, okay? Because you are constantly taking this irrational, illogical way of behaving. Like you take it in, you absorb it from your child, you observe it from your child, and you're a victim to it from your child. But if you're anything like me, the entire time your lips are sealed. To the point where you feel like I felt like there was glue on my lips because I'm just being screamed at all the time. Anytime I say something, I'm being screamed at. Je peux pas t'aider si tu me dis pas ce qui se passe. Est-ce que tu peux m'expliquer le mieux que tu peux qu'est-ce qui se passe? Non. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Literally anytime I talk, it's like, stop talking, woman. Like this morning is a perfect example, and multiple other examples where you try to have a normal conversation with your partner and like, you know, your son is like da 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 in the middle of it and you can barely hear what he's saying, and in my head I'm thinking this is the only time I'm gonna be able to speak to a real human today. Non, touche pas. This is the only time I'm going to be able to speak to a real human today. But to him, he's just learning, you know? And it's like you do everything. You change their diaper, you feed them, you play with them, you read them a book, you feed them again. And you think, okay, I have 5 minutes. I have 5 minutes. I have to cut it short, like 5 minutes in, because I think Kamal wants me to put him on the potty. And as soon as you think about doing one thing for yourself, they're right around the corner, right there. And it's not even they're there to watch you enjoy yourself, or they're there to watch you, you know, or learn from you. Maybe they are learning from you. But no, they're there to tell you, come back. Come back. I want you now. And that's it. I'm coming, buddy. I'm coming. We're going to go play with Kamal a little bit. I'm coming. I'm coming. Oh, can I make my coffee? Probably not. And so I feel like when it comes to motherhood, no, Kamal. I feel like when it comes to motherhood, one of the worst parts of it is that there's a censor on your child that whenever you want to do something for yourself, it always ends up in a war, or it always, like, you cannot be your own individual person in their presence. That also has a lot to do with being the default parent, because no matter how many hours my husband would spend at home when he was working from home, I was always the default parent. To the point that it's like, I'm sitting on the couch minding my business, and Martin is making a smoothie for breakfast, and I'm getting the num-nums. Martin is literally in the kitchen. In the kitchen. In the actual kitchen. With a banana in his hands. Putting it in the blender. But I'm the one that's getting the nam-nam, nam-nam. Nam-nam means food, by the way. I'm the one that's getting it. I'm the one that's getting pulled. I'm the one that's getting yanked to go to the kitchen when there's an actual human being in the kitchen. And those are things in motherhood that people just don't understand unless you live it. And I don't see people sharing these things online. So I think it's really important for me to share it. Really important for me to share it. Although I come on here, I'm not going to come on here to brag about motherhood, okay? Never. You know, like, I do my job. I play with him, read to him, teach him alphabets. I give him the time he needs, right? But it's hard when you feel like you're constantly putting other people's needs in front of you, and other person's need in front of you. And the instant you want to put your own need before you want to put your own need where it's supposed to be, not only is it a problem, it can only come after you've completed all their needs. And 90% of the time, your need is something as simple as a clean house. And that's just not possible. It's really just not possible. Your partner comes home from a long day at work and they have the audacity to ask you how your day was, and you have two very clear trains of thoughts, okay? The first clear train of thought is good, because they probably had a bad day too. They probably had a long day too. You're not there to complain to them. You just want to get the night over with, you know? And the other one is telling the truth. It was the worst day of my life. Today was the worst day of my life, just like yesterday was the worst day of my life. And the day before was the worst day of my life. And the only way you can save yourself is by working harder than you did the day before. With no rest days. Even on the rest days, you're still the default parent. You can't even have a moment to put your thoughts together to do better, to put yourself in a better position. So I just want this video, like I want to just talk to my moms. Like I want to talk to my moms. And I just want to relate with you guys. Like, isn't that so annoying? Isn't that so hard? The sudden spurs of inspiration you get die down within a couple seconds because your child has this key to your inner thoughts that any moment they make a whimper, it blows everything. Like all of these inspiring ideas that you have that will require work, hours of work and planning and whatever the case may be, that haven't even fully taken form yet, get like blown out of the way with just one whimper, one cry, one like sound. And when you hear that sound, you tell yourself, wow, I'm so horrible. I'm such a horrible mother. I am so horrible to even be considering this or to even be thinking like this. Why can't I just be grateful? He can sense what I'm sensing. He can see what I'm seeing. My child could feel it. My children are aware of what's going on around them, and I'm completely like, I'm messing it. Like, you know, it gets taken over by another train of thought, and then it just overlaps constantly. And while you're doing all that, you're trying your best to keep, you know, your best face on, because at the end of the day, you're an example. So last night, when my husband came home last night, he asked me if I had a good, like how my day was. And obviously I just said, good, you know? And his response to that was, I could tell by your face that that's not true. And my response to that was, what do you want me to say? Like, what do you want me to say? That I'm living my dream? Like, what do you want me? Like, it's like, it makes you wonder as a mother, do you want me to lie to you? Because I tried that and you didn't accept it. Do you want me to force myself to believe that this is what I want for myself forever? That the fact that I'm going to go through a newborn, like literally me being this tired, I'm in my mind, I'm like, once my pregnancy is done, I'm going to be back to normal. But it's like last night it hit me that like, wait a minute. When my pregnancy is done, I'm not going to be back to normal. I'm going to have 2. So this is really the vacation part. And that is a feeling or a thought that is not an easy one. As an adult who has spent like their whole lives socializing with other adults to now, you know, not doing that. I think my experience is a very peculiar one because currently we're literally snowed in. If I show you the front door, there's no way to walk out. Like we're literally snowed in. And we also live in a smaller cottage. So I spend a lot of time very closely with my son. You know in your brain that you can't blame your kid. It's not your kid's fault. At the end of the day, they'll grow out of this phase. They'll be, at some point, at the end of the day, they'll grow out of this phase. At some point, they'll say, Mom, leave me alone. I'm busy, you know, and you'll have to figure out what to do then. Again, this is such a short period of my life that I'm referring to. But I feel like it's the period of my life that I want to remember the most. And so I'm making it a point to express myself and share how I feel throughout it. Because at the end of the day, although I am a mother, I'm a 26-year-old woman. You know, like I'm a woman at the end of the day. When I was working or going to school, I used to be so sad that I had to go the next day. I used to be so sad that I had to go the next day. Motherhood is that, but like 10 times harder. Like, because it's like, there really isn't an escape. You can't go to the washroom. At work, you can go to the washroom to escape. At work, you get an hour lunch. You know, like at work, when you have an hour lunch at work, they're not expecting you to clean or cook, you know, but at home, there's no breaks. it is not anything compared to that, because there's nothing to complain about. You don't have that escape that you go back home, then you rest and you dress up for the next day, or you don't have that escape. You're in it until the moment they open their eyes and the moment they close their eyes. And those moments that they take naps, if you don't take advantage of it and you don't take a nap and literally cut your own leisure hours shorter, because napping is not leisure when you do it for necessity. Napping is not leisure when you do it because you feel like you have to, because if you don't, you're like, you can't function. It's not fun. It's a punishment at that point. You're being punished, So it never felt like this working. I thought I hate, like, I literally, every single thing you can experience in humanity, motherhood will put you in that experience, but push it to the limit. Like, you've experienced it at 100%, you think, huh? Motherhood will show you that you were only at a 10%. And that motherhood is the 100%. With all of that being said, I genuinely enjoy my son. I enjoy him. I enjoy spending time with him. I enjoy playing with him. I enjoy feeding him. I enjoy cuddling him. He makes me laugh. He makes me happy. He's the happiest part of my day. I love to hear him laugh. I love to hear him when he wakes up. I love to see him after his naps. I love to see him play in the bath. I love seeing him learn new things. I love seeing him pointing at things and trying to read them. All those things give me life. And that's like really, I think, the only reason why I'm still like here. It isn't the souls in the situation that are the problem. It's just the fact that, like, the vessels. Because his vessel is, and my vessel is, and it's like you kind of have to just accept the situations that you're in. So I wanted to come on here and rant about your husband asking you how your day was after work, and how I truly believe in a way it's kind of like, oh, it's the same as yesterday and the same as the day before. Horrible. Thanks. It also shows you that, like, they experience different things throughout the day. I was watching Selling the OC, and one of the real estate agents on Selling the OC, his wife has twins, and she was saying, like, why didn't you invite me to a party? He went to a party or something, and she was like, why didn't you invite me to the party? And he's like, it was just spur of the moment, like, it just happened, And she said out of her mouth that, like, she's like, I feel like I'm trapped in our house 24 hours a day. I can't go out. I can't do nothing. It's like a prison. And she said that herself. And it's like, for him, he doesn't understand. It's his kids. And he works to provide for them. And when he gets invited to a party, she's sad that she doesn't get to go. But to him, it's a spur of the moment thing, because so many things can be spur of the moment when you're not home with your kids all day. But us women, we're just stuck there. And complaining about it doesn't help, because it's like, you're the third child. Well, for her case, since she has twins, she would just be classified as the third baby that whines too much and complains too much and And although I'm saying all these things now, although I'm saying all these things to you now, I don't really say these things. These are just things I think in my head, right? What I do say out loud is, oh my God, look at what he's doing. Or, oh, this is literally what I always say, is that this is such a blessing to be able to see a human being go from zero to this. Like, the progression is so beautiful to watch. The growth is so beautiful to watch. All of that is so beautiful to watch. It truly is. But at the end of the day, when the sun sets and you're putting your child to bed and you think about how your day went or what you've done for yourself, and it's always just nothing, like you did nothing. You fed yourself, even that you did the bare minimum, like, it can feel like you're trapped, and it can feel like it's hard. So finding little joys or prioritizing yourself is something that is very crucial. But again, it's hard to prioritize yourself when the moment you sit down to do something for yourself, there's somebody there that wants you or that needs you. Like, using the washroom is the hardest part now, because especially since I spend a lot of time with my son, and I'm pregnant, so I pee a lot, it hurts. I can't keep holding my pee in for that long. But he wants my attention. Getting up to go use the washroom is literally the end of the world. So you literally sit there and you contemplate, do I make him cry and scream? Or do I sit here and hold it in? Obviously, the answer ends up being making him cry and scream because you're pregnant and you cannot hold it in. But the whole like you feeling responsible for their emotions, responsible for their mood swings, responsible for their tantrums is literally that, because they believe you are. Yesterday was rough, bro. I watched myself disassociate on camera like so many times. I completely understand that this is just like a temporary part of my life and a temporary time in my life. And I understand that, but I'm gonna try my best to start reminding myself of that on a daily basis. You gotta like not only take advice from other people, but you gotta find like you have to just try to find a way to like create that, not only the separation, but you have to find a way to figure out what will make it better for you. I'm really grateful though to have this safe space where I can come and just share how I feel, share what's going on in my mind, and keep an active verbal diary of how things are and how I feel, and just the truth of like what's going on in my head and what's like what I'm feeling, you know? I've said that so many times, but I'm really, really, really looking forward to posting more of these, because I do know that although the internet is like filled with motherhood content, I do know not a lot of it can go to this point, can bring you down to this point. I do know not a lot of it can drag you down and make you feel sad as heck. No, but for real, I know not a lot of it can be honest, or not can be honest, but we don't share this stuff. We just don't. I don't know. I hope this video wasn't too negative, because I just am tired. I haven't had my coffee yet. Like, it just was a long day yesterday, and we're snowed in, like, and also it's a Thursday, so Wednesdays are the hardest for me, so Thursday comes, and then Friday comes, and then it's the weekend. Do you see what I mean? So, like, I feel like I'm not allowed to feel this, so I should not share this, because it's like, what's the point? You're just dragging people down, you're being negative. But living your whole life, not your whole life, whoa, that's what it feels like. Living every day feeling like you're not allowed to feel what you feel, or you feel an emotion, which is a very healthy reaction, because every human being feels emotions. You feel an emotion, but that emotion in your mind, instead of accepting the emotion and being there with yourself, because you're the only one in your brain, instead of accepting the emotion and being there for yourself, you kind of judge yourself for your own emotions, because you feel like you're not allowed to feel them. If you feel something, honor it. Like, seriously, because you can't, like, shut yourself up when you're around somebody all day who can't even shut themselves up. Who can't control their emotions, who doesn't know how to self-regulate. Can't control their pee. You know, like, why do you have to control how you feel all the time? Why aren't you allowed to feel what you want to feel? Why aren't you allowed to feel what you're feeling, what you're actually feeling? It's not even that you're choosing to feel these things. It's just a reaction to what's going on in your life. It's a reaction to the reality you're in right now. Why are you not allowed to feel those things? Why is it selfish, or why is it childish, or why is it immature, or why is it ungrateful to not be happy that you did all that all day? If I won't give myself grace in here, I'm giving myself grace out of here. And I'm gonna rewatch this for my own mental like reminder that like, yo, you're allowed to feel what you feel. And if you're gonna use that as fuel, that's okay. But not having the energy to use it as fuel is also okay. Because at the end of the day, whether you use it as fuel and you get yourself in a better situation or you don't, this is a temporary time in your life. Take this as a cautionary tale that if you, like, yo, it sucks, but in a way it's like, if you do want kids, you're gonna have to work 3 times as hard just because you're a woman. That's it. Like, it's not even like, you'll have to work 3 times as hard because you're a woman. That is not only about cleaning the house and cooking.